Hello, this is Steve from Beto's Leatherworks. Today's project is this cool looking Giorgio Armani jacket, which has some issues in the pocket right here. Now in this situation, we normally give two options to the customer. We can glue the tear together and put a patch underneath to reinforce it and stitch it all back. However, you're going to see the scars where the torn area was. The second option is to replace the panel of the jacket. By replacing the panel of the jacket, you're not going to see any tears, obviously, because it's going to be a new panel. However, it's very difficult at times to match the exact leather to what the jacket is. In this case, we got pretty lucky. It is black lambskin, very soft and supple, which is pretty common that we can get in the replacement for the leather for it. So basically, we're going to take it apart, replace both panels, top and bottom panel, salvage the pocket, and then make it look like it was never torn. All right, let's get started. Now that's the panel we're going to replace here. This is the first panel. Rolls underneath like that. Right on that seam. Too bad that the torn is on the second part too, because we would have been able to just replace this panel and would have been done with it. But unfortunately, this panel goes all the way underneath the arm, top of the shoulder. Now, if you notice here, this has a top stitch. Most jackets aren't made like this. Most jackets are stitched on the inside and turned over, which is a lot simpler to do than this right here. So this is a little bit detailed work. We're going to salvage these two pieces. Obviously, we're going to keep the same. Then we'll put new snaps on once we get done with them. We're going to salvage the pocket brim right there and also the inside. We don't need to replace that. That's okay. In general, we'll probably touch it up a little bit. It's got some stains here. You guys see that right there? Somebody put a sticker on there, obviously. You know, when you go to like conventions or meetups or not afternoon, but like I don't know, like greet and meet, happy hours, whatever. They put stickers on there with names tags. That's what this is. It removes the dye. The glue from the sticker removes the dye. I'll see if I can touch that up for him. He didn't say nothing about that, but we'll touch that up for him. Otherwise, a beautiful jacket. Giorgio Armani. All right, let's get started. All right, should we? Sometimes I crack myself up too. Oh, shoot. All right, so we got the ripper today. This was sent by a customer. Customer and his daughter, I think, if I recall. All right, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason where I start. I just start taking things apart and getting it done. And you got to be careful when you're taking this apart. You don't want to, it's very easy to stretch it out of shape. Even though you've got a bit of a felt underneath the leather right there, and you've got some nylon reinforcements around the edges. If you pull it too hard, because it's glued together, it's not that simple to remove. So you might kind of run the chance of damaging it. Now this is a little bit thinner. I run right along the stitch line there. That helps with releasing the glue so I can get to the stitches. Most of the time, whenever you pull two pieces apart, the stitches are visible, and then you just cut it, and you can go for another maybe half an inch or so before you get to the next set of stitches. But when it's glued together, it's not that simple. Well, this isn't that simple because it's so thin and delicate. You don't want to damage it. more than what it is already. Now you're saying you're not going to use that piece, you're going to replace it anyway, the top piece, but the bottom piece you're going to reuse. You don't want to get that, you don't want to make that shape change because it's not going to look right once it gets put back together. All right, we got the panels out. Take the pocket apart, then we make some templates, cut the new piece, we'll be out the door. Did I tell you guys that I had a run-in with Mr. Armani? Well, not really like a face-to-face run-in, right? Who remembers Ricky Martin? Ricky Martin was pretty hot in the late 90s, like early 2000s. And when he was touring, he came to Washington, D.C. His people called me and wanted to know if I could do some work for them. I said, yeah, why not? Depends on what the work is, obviously, but it had to do something with leather. So Ricky wore leather pants in his concerts, and sometimes they would stretch out of shape, and we would have to resize it for him and then clean and condition the pants. So I did that for many pairs of his wardrobe. Now, I came up with an idea. They were all Giorgio Armani pants, by the way. I guess he had a contract with the Armani, and he had to wear his items. So what I did was I came up with a little design on the side where I would cover an elastic with leather and have elastic on the sides of the pants, basically redesigning the pants. This way, the elastic would give, and he wouldn't have to do the alterations again because it would be still snug fit on him because of the elastic pieces. So word came down the pike where I had a meeting with one of the managers, and she said that Mr. Armani doesn't want you to redesign his pants. I'm like, okay, yeah, but it's working. Why wouldn't you do it? Well, I guess he wasn't happy that I took his pants and changed it around for him. And it was a big no-no. Needless to say, I didn't do that anymore. But I continued to do the repairs and cleaning for a while, and they asked me to go on tour with them. Obviously, I can't close the shop and go on tour. I can't do that. What am I going to do, haul my sewing machines with me on my back and go touring with them? I did go to Pittsburgh with them and found a local leather shop there and used their machines to do the repairs. But it was not the same as my machines, But needless to say, it worked out, it did the job. So that was my run-in with Mr. Armani, not face-to-face, obviously, but through channels that they didn't like what I did. I'll see if I can find some invoices. I think it was the year 2000, if I'm not mistaken. I'll see if I can find invoices to show you guys. Let's continue. All right, so we got the 2 panels in, or should I say 2 panels cut. There's the pocket. There's the second one. Everything's reinforced around the edges. You don't want anything to be stretching out of shape as you're stitching it. That's why you reinforce it with some backing. Just fabric, nylon. I used some of the original. I used some of my own. And now we get to stitch things together. All right, let's continue. All right, we are making progress. Now this was a bit tricky to do, right? You had to stitch this stitch first, fold it over, then you'd have to come back and do this stitch, then these 2 right here, and then the top stitch on the edges of the pocket. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. This little mark, we'll get rid of that, not a problem. That's when I was positioning the piece, and I didn't like this side of the hide because it was kind of weak on this side, so I moved it over just a little bit to get the better part of the leather. All right, let's continue. All right, we're getting there. We got almost everything stitched up. We've got a stitch. Next would be stitch this right here at the front. And then once that gets stitched, this piece gets sandwiched into those 2 pieces of the collar. That gets stitched. Put the snaps on, clean them up. She's done. Oh, we got a stitch down here also. The stitch got to come across like that. That's the old piece. So we're getting there. Let's continue. I think we got it. Or is it this size? All right, let's find out. Here's some alterations I did for Mr. Ricky Martin. I'll show no phone number there. That's his cleaning. This was directions to Pittsburgh before we had, little iPhones. We used to use MapQuest. We used to print these out. Oh my God. All right, these are the sites, I guess. Phone numbers aren't really valid anymore. It's 23 years ago. But still, you don't want to keep on there. That's kind of cool. June 29th, 2000. Oh my God. All right, anyway, that's it. In case somebody was going to say, hey man, you're bullshitting. I don't believe you. There's the proof. Let's continue. And these are called spring snaps. You guys see those little two pieces in there? Let me see if I can get it. Those little pieces right there. That's what the snap, this part right here, snaps into those, and that's the spring that holds them together. We're not going to, obviously we're not replacing this piece. That piece is okay. We're going to replace that piece right there, along with the backing. All right, it's hammer time. I know it's not the same, but you know what's better than nothing? Find my tool. Where'd my tool go? Golly, I always lose the damn thing. Oh, look what we got here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. It's serious now. A Greek making Armenian coffee.
Or an Armenian or
shop with a Greek making the coffee. I don't care who's making it, what coffee. Just get it right. looky that.
So what we do is we let it simmer. You don't have to stir too much.
Somebody,
keep the froth on the top.
Somebody commented, oh, boiling water ruined coffee. It's not really boiling, it's percolating.
Percolating.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a slower type of percolation.
Let it simmer a little bit like that. Now, the trick is not to spill as it's percolating.
Right.
So I'm going to sit here and make
Chris nervous. You don't have to sit here right here.
I want to make him nervous.
Oh, you see, you start. Oh, it's
Where's
too
the
high.
Flame?
It's too high. Oh.
There's no flame, Chris.
There's a flame.
Bro, there's no flame.
It just burnt out. You see what happened? You made me nervous.
Bro, you're making coffee without flame. Is that how they do it in Greece? Or they don't have natural gas in Greece?
You just made it. Yeah, you're making me nervous. Oh, here we go.
Look at that. Oh shit, it's rising.
Oh. See, it's too hot.
Well, take it off and don't put it on the flame burner. Hey man, running that propane inside is dangerous. Don't you know that?
It is. We live on edge, dangerously here. Woo, that's hot.
Come on, man, get it right.
We go. Oh,
it's rising and it's about ready. All right, we'll cut it off since we don't want to make nervous. Chris making nervous. All right, here we go. All right, look what we got here.
good morning.
We got the infamous Chris coming in making us coffee. I know you guys are asking about him, but he's been busy, you know? I mean, you know, he's a busy guy.
Busy times. The summer's wrapped up now. Labor Day. It's our Labor Day coffee. A couple days late.
We're having coffee today. I don't know if we talked about this.
Not these cups. We haven't talked about these.
These are, now, great. I forgot the customer's name. Oh, God. He's going to hate me when he hears it. I hope he doesn't see the video.
Yeah.
So a customer of mine sent me these cups. They are from Air Force One, but vintage, like Air Force One from the 70s. You know, that's what he told me. I know somebody's gonna, hey man, those aren't different. I was there. That's not gonna be. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. This is what he told me, right?
Yeah, it's pretty high end. It's a noritake. It's a very high end porcelain.
We got the president's seal on the cups. Did you show him that? Because my hand will be shaking if I come up. I want to spill it everywhere like that.
I tried already, but I'll try it. I'll get a little bit more of a close up.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Can't show you the bottom because now it's full of coffee.
Okay, there you go. So that's what we're gonna have. We're having the coffee today in those presidential seal cups.
Feel very official today.
And we have scones. You know, first time I had these was like early 90s, right? I was dating some chick and she made some. I'm like, what the hell is that? I thought it was biscuits, right? She's like, it's between biscuits.
Like a muffin.
Something like that, right? She's like, they're scones. I'm like, scone? I've never seen it before. You know, that's the first time I had these, but these are from Panera.
Handmade.
Now we have no affiliation with Panera. We're not getting paid by them. All right, they didn't donate this to us. Oh, it'd be nice because we're there for almost every freaking day.
You see, what kind of coffee are you drinking over there? Oh. It's like product placement.
Although coffee house in San Francisco. All right, let me think of the name. Henry's Coffee House.
Okay.
Armenian family. I guess they noticed me drinking coffee one time. They sent me a little box. It was really cool.
Are there coffee makers Greek in the back?
He's got to stick Greek into it. Probably are. You know, we're all the same region over there, you know.
That is true.
And they sent me a couple of bags and a little copper tea, like a teaspoon.
Oh, okay.
It was really cool. I mean, you know, it's really, I get emails almost like constantly every day about people want to do, what do they call that, affiliation? Like advertisement type?
Okay. In
my videos. And I've declined all of them. I don't know. I feel kind of weird having, I mean, the viewers got to watch the advertisements anyway.
Right.
And on top of that, I'm advertising something. You know,
it makes sense.
I don't know. I just felt now unless they want to give me a lot of big money, maybe I might decide to do that. But you know,
they make an offer you can't refuse,
yes,
Steve.
Yes, sir. A lot of collaborators out there. A lot of them want to do stuff, peddle their items on the video. I'm like, I don't feel like comfortable doing that.
Yeah, you get a lot. You get a whole series of peddling. Your video is going to be like 1 minute of shoemaking and
infomercial.
10 minutes of product.
It's only one other company I was looking into. They were selling skulls, like I think it's called Skull Bliss.
Like actual
cow skulls, ram heads,
okay.
with
like the beads on it.
Stuff like, or like broken mirrors on there.
Oh,
it was really cool. So I was gonna buy one, right? It's pretty big. I don't know, 4 feet.
Okay.
And 5 feet wide, long horns. And I guess the algorithm of Instagram picks that up, right?
Oh, here we
When
go.
you're interested in something.
Right.
And a company called me, or not didn't call me, they emailed me. I'm like, holy shit, I was just looking at that the other week, right? So they want to do a little collaboration. I'm like, I wanted the one anyway. So I wouldn't really be talking about just them because I'm
Right.
interested in the item I bought, I purchased it and put it in my home. And they were going to give me one for free. It was like $800. They're not cheap, But I felt kind of silly taking something and then talking about it,
Right.
I didn't really feel comfortable about it. Then it kind of went away, It was cool. If you get a chance, take a look. It's really cool.
I've seen there's that one Mexican artist that does the little beads. I've seen one on like house or like a bullshit. They're pretty badass.
There's one with broken glass,
Okay.
like literally, like it's a glass. It's a mirror.
Mirror, okay, shattered. And
Yes, and the pieces they're all glued on there. It's got like a black background with black grout in between it.
Okay.
It's really cool looking. I thought it was real nice. I like artsy fartsy stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it never came. It never came. I mean, I got people sending me stuff, which is cool. I appreciate that, but they're not really companies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people send me coffee or some scissors or some lights and, just stuff like that. Little cool things. Hammer time ornaments. That was the best. That was so cool.
That's pretty cool. Actually.
I had one, right? And then in video, I dropped it and it fell on my metal anvil holder.
Oh.
And it cracked.
Oh.
I was like, oh man! Like within a week, I had like 10 ornaments get sent in from different people.
Oh, snap!
It was so cool, right? Yeah, it's that little hammer time ornament.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was like, this is so nice of these people. They're great viewers, man. So thank you for all those people who send the ornaments in.
Yeah, we're getting into ornament season pretty soon. We're gonna go straight from Halloween into Thanksgiving into. I know. As everything's going so fast.
9 months already gone. It was like June, like New Year's Eve last year.
How long have you been back from your Armenia trip now? A month or so?
Yeah, August 1st.
Oh, damn.
So I went overseas for a month, and I did a lot of videos. So I'm compiling all those videos. I'm editing them, and I'm gonna put it up to show you guys basically where I went. I went to Lebanon, Syria, Armenia, and France, southern France, and then came back. So
no coffee was made, at least not here.
Well,
You had coffee.
First week I was in Syria, I was smoking hookah every single day. That was like, oh my God. I mean, I like hookah, but not every freaking day. It's too much. Coffee was funny. We were going from the border of Lebanon to Syria. There's an old woman there literally making coffee like that in pots, making coffee. But she's selling it. She's not giving it for free. There's nothing free over there. And I think it was like, I don't know, a couple cents. It's no big deal, So my oldest boy, he's like, can I try one? I'm like, what? I'm like, are you serious? You want to try that? It's mud, right? People that young,
It's like
they
sediment,
don't,
right.
they don't,
They don't know.
So he had his first coffee on the border of
Oh,
Lebanon and
sweet.
Syria.
That's pretty cool. That's a good memory.
We took pictures and we videotaped it. So,
Did you like it?
well,
I mean,
most
it's
likely
relative.
not.
Probably,
but
yeah. There's no sugar. There's no nothing. Well,
No,
you can put
just-
sugar if you want.
you can, but
can.
that's for women. But
Right.
that's not for men.
This coffee is for men
It's
only.
for men. Only
Men's
women put sugar on there. And then women usually read the cups.
Yeah, my mom used to do that.
All right.
It's I don't know if it's an actual. Well, it's an actual thing. So what happens is
It is, man.
this coffee, it has a lot of sediment. So once it dries, the technique is they ask you to swirl the rest of the grinds around the cup, and you flip it over, and then it dries, and then people in the know pick it up and they read your fortune. It's very interesting.
I don't believe in that kind of crap, but I've got a customer who's from Iraq, and he said that this was passed down from his grandmother,
Ooh.
who was like a fortune teller.
Okay.
she would know the future. She would know your, you know. And I go, get the hell out of here, man. He goes, all right, let's sit down. And he comes in for coffee, and then he reads the cups. I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing? That's for women. Don't do that. That's the only, you know. He says, just sit down and listen. Shut up and listen. I said, okay. He told me a couple things that were going on in my life that I didn't tell anybody. Only my wife and I knew. Okay. He pinpointed exactly to what was going on, right?
Really?
And I didn't say anything to him because in my mind I was like, holy shit, I can't believe it. There's no way he could have known.
Right.
There's no way. He says, Steve, believe me, he says, it's passed down from my grandmother. She was incredible at telling stories like that. And, you know, he did it a few times and he was on point. I was like, oh my damn.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
It you know, I guess I believe it now, you know. I saw it with my own eyes.
I don't know if my aunt still. My mom used to do it, and I mean, not for us for the most part, but she'd have friends come over and they would do it after coffee. But
well,
I don't know if my aunt does it.
Well, the thing is that, like the joking part of this whole thing, they say, oh, it looks like you got a package going or package coming. Oh, well, look. It looks like you got a visitor or you're going to go visit. You know, it was like just such a big generalization like that. You know?
You may be purchasing something
Or
big.
you might be selling something. I don't know.
Something may be gifted to you.
You might be driving or you might be going, I don't know, you know?
No, but it's funny you say that because when we were in Greece years ago with the family at my aunt's village, my brother's sister, my brother was kind of messing around. He had a deck of cards, complete BS. So this one girl came up and he just acted like he knew what he was doing, and he threw down a couple cards, but he made it up. He threw down like a 3 of diamonds or something, and he said, oh, you're gonna have 3 kids. And then he threw down a king. He's like, oh, marriage is imminent. So anyway, it was funny. It was like late night at the coffee shop, but the funny thing is the next morning he woke up and there was like 6 women outside of the house waiting for their cards to be read. Yes. He's
got a business going, man.
My aunt's like, just throw the again in the mesa. And it's like, he's like, oh no, I was just bullshit. It's like, well, apparently now they think you're, I mean, it's kind of clever because he just threw a card. He's like, oh, you're going to have 3 kids. And then I think he pulled a king or something.
Really, most of them are like that.
I mean, for the most part.
You know, but
I'll never forget that was hysterical.
Well,
but he woke up. He woke up to a series of people waiting outside to have
$25 a person. Come on in. All right, I think that's enough. I don't know how many minutes we're talking about. 20 minutes now?
We're yapping away.
So welcome back, Chris.
All right.
For those of you guys asking where Chris was, here's Chris. He comes and goes, but the problem is to sit down like this, to record. It's not that simple, you know? We do it, but it's not that simple. So that timing's got to be pretty good. So I think it turned out pretty good today.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's continue. Some people got triggered last night when I put a jacket on. See, I put it on because I want to test, make sure I get everything right. I guess it triggered some people. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's see if I can adjust this camera a little bit to lower. There we go. These are the panels that got replaced. Remember the sticker there? See a little bit of it still. Better than what it was. Maybe I'll touch it up a little bit more. Overall, it's not too bad. Not bad at all. All right, let's continue. All right, another project done. I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, before and after, if you didn't know that it got replaced, you wouldn't be able to tell that it got replaced. All right, well, thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it. If you don't mind, comment, share, thumbs up, subscribe, do all those good things to help the channel grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys again on the next project. Take care.